Transitioning into the insertion of oneself into a piece, one of the premier artists to do so is Yinka Charnabari's work, Diary of a Victorian Dandy. By centering himself within the piece, Yinka recontextualized a historically European space into one where all attention is driven onto him, but on the basis of domination within the room rather than subjugation. By wearing similar clothes to those around him, coupled with having a piece of the study within his hand, Yinka orients himself in a manner of familiarity to the background, similar to what Gagne does. What makes her insertion especially interesting is that she is wearing a suit and top hat, which characterizes her as a South African man. Referencing the "You Have Struck a Rock,"
see women of South Africa together.
Women of all races, from all walks of life, and from every corner of the country gathered at the citadel of apartheid to demand the abolition of passes. But the Prime Minister refused to see them, so the leaders carried the petitions bearing over 100,000 signatures into his office. Outside, the women waited in total silence, thumbs raised in the African salute. At the end of 30 minutes, the amphitheater was filled with the voices of 20,000 women.
Just thinking when the women were singing, "Watinta bafazi, watinti mbokote." It means straight when you touch the woman, you struck the rock. The women sing in Pretoria.
Gagne demonstrates the lengths the black woman had to go through in order to function and accumulate space in society.
Femininity within the South African context is also explored by Mary Sabande with her work, Silent Symphony. This sculpture piece is life-size as well, displaying an extravagantly beautiful scene with flowing blue fabric, reimagining the power of South African domestic workers. In terms of reimagining feminine roles, this is also done with the series The Foxy Five.
So today was our first military training, and although I was excited, the women were far from agreement.
The series can also be characterized by its capturing of empowered black women in different social settings, emphasizing their dynamic qualities and, in a sense, motion. This is akin to Sabande's work, as her piece looks to be alive and in motion, relinquishing the static notions planted on African women. Gagne creates a new space and context with a frame that is constructed with something out of a new environment, similar to the women's protests during the apartheid. With this, she interrogates the past, present, and future of South African femininity by utilizing a seemingly static piece that is actually in motion as one observes it from left to right, demonstrating the mobility of South African women. This work interrogates what had and has to be done for South African women to progress in the apartheid, disregarding the systems of domination that constrained the role of women during that time period.
In conclusion, Lebohang Gagne's piece utilized its temporal density to blur, then recontextualize the photos in unison with her own body to reconstruct the presentation of South African women, redefining their role in movement against hegemonic notions of race and class constructs.